Good day to you. My name is Martha Washington. You might know me as President George Washington's wife. Being a president's wife puts quite a weight on one's shoulders. I'm often called Lady Washington in public, and yet sometimes I wish I could have a more private life without such a title. But I know that I have to set a good example for women. Well, I really should stop chatting about this matter. Let me talk to you instead about what my whole life has been like. I was born Martha Dandridge on June 2nd, 1731, at my family's plantation in the British colonies of Virginia. I was the oldest of all my brothers and sisters. Like most girls my age, it took me a long time to learn how to read and write. Instead, I was taught how to run a household, even though my family was quite well off. I learned to cook, sew, clean, and do everything else required of a housewife. When I was 15, I met a man by the name of John Parke Custis. We loved each other very much, and so we got married. I remembered it now. It was such a wonderful day. But our love for each other ended 8 years later. He died, and I was left with our two young children, John and Martha. I was only 24. Even though I was not without money, I had to take care of my children, my workers, my livestock, and all those who came to visit me. Then a young man by the name of George Washington came to my front door one day and asked just to stay for dinner, and then said that he would be traveling on. I accepted, but we decided to talk for a while longer after dinner, and then I invited him to stay over for the night. He left in the morning, and not long thereafter he sent me a letter, a love letter. I felt this love as well, and we were soon married. A few years later, I finally learned how to read and write so that I would be able to communicate with my children and friends, and of course, my husband. We had a wonderful time together, but then the Revolutionary War came along, and since I was a general's wife, I would often only see my husband at camp. I helped take care of our soldiers during the American Revolution along with the support of other women. We sewed blankets and clothes and washed them and made food. We helped in any way that we could to make them more comfortable because they were truly risking their lives for our liberty. I was First Lady from 1789 to 1797. I recall I was about 58 years old when I became First Lady. I frequently had guests over, and I certainly tried not to act like British royalty. I always wanted to make my visitors feel welcome. I often saw my children and grandchildren, and then after my husband finished his term in 1797, we retreated to our home in Mount Vernon, Virginia. 2 years later, however, George died of an infection at the age of 67. I was very upset, and so I set up a private bedroom on our third floor, since I could not bear to stay in our bedroom alone. To this day, I still welcome visitors to Mount Vernon who want to see Lady Washington. I did enjoy my time as First Lady and supporting the people of our United States, just as I have enjoyed being a mother, grandmother, and beloved wife of our first President, George Washington.